Leo, welcome into a general weekly reading for you. I hope all is well. So I pre-pulled our cards, so we're ready to go. Our overall energy for the week, we got the Knight of Swords. It's a week of productivity. It's a week of movement and accomplishing. You may feel like there's just a desire to up and go. When you feel the intuitive guidance, even the spiritual guidance at times, to leave a situation behind for maybe the day or for a quick walk, a stroll, a drive. Trust that because maybe the energy shifted against your favor, or it's something about you needing to step away, and maybe that drive, that walk, that place you end up has significance for you. But as my voice struggles, it feels like it's a week of a lot of speaking. But when you do feel you need the downtime, please trust that and be one with it. But the Two of Cups is as well on the board because it feels like a week where you are connecting with people quite efficiently, maybe desiring more connection than you once were, or just more in general. But it feels like people want to connect with you. But when you don't feel like a connection is meant to be experienced in that moment as well, trust that, okay? And that may come into play, say, when you need to step away from that conversation, disconnect from somebody, maybe not answer their phone call or their message. You get the point. Anyways, that was a key message right there. You get the point. There's going to be a push as well. I got a message before for you to stop and notice when something's working to your advantage. People are looking at you in a better light throughout the week than they once were. For some of which this is at work. This could be through a business. It could be friends, family, acquaintances, you name it. But again, people want to connect with you for different reasons, varying from moment to moment, case to case. Friends are taking a highlight, or maybe the lack thereof which. And I feel like as well you're being pushed to think about the future of one, if not two, at most, significant connections in your life. And you might have just met these people or this person, but for some of which it is somebody who's been in your life for a while. Again, if not two people. But we as well have, the Magician on the board. It's a week of manifesting, and you're going to see this quite efficiently. But you're also going to feel quite magical and different throughout the week. In Spirit saying, well, why do you feel so comfortable with the difference? Because it's meant to be, because you've been changing, and because you're a powerful manifester. People as well are looking at you in a very magician kind of light, and they're thinking about how you do what you do, why you are the way you are, and maybe questioning and or wondering about your changes, or one change in particular. And Spirit's saying you do not have to explain. Okay, because it might be this moment or two throughout the week, if not several, where you just feel like people are questioning you, right? Whether it's vocalized and or not, maybe coming in the form of wondering once again. But I do feel like as well you're being pushed to at certain points expand your mind throughout this energy period to think about things in a very possibility kind of way. And this may come through a social media post or two. It may come through a conversation, connecting with somebody. It may as well be when it comes to a push back to think when you manifested something of importance. And Spirit saying, well, the possibilities are quite endless for you. And so why in the world would you hold yourself back? Why would you be thinking small at this time? It's not another time where that is coming into play. But the Six of Pentacles as well, because it's a week of gifts, okay, from the spiritual realm, from other people, and to yourself. I feel like self-care is coming into play. But you're going to find that your money is taking quite a highlight, because we also have the Four of Pentacles, and they're asking you, how do you efficiently save your money, right? It might be one or two different strategies, if not several, and this needs to be utilized to your advantage because there's one, if not multiple, key investments and maybe some unexpected expenses lying ahead that you need to be prepared for. And I'm not trying to make this a very stern reading, but it's going to feel like that when Spirit and maybe other aspects of your world are pushing you to save your money more efficiently or just in general. But I do as well feel like Something that maybe you purchased online and it's going to be delivered throughout the week, or maybe something that you purchased throughout this week in general in person. It's of significance. I feel like some of which it's self-care oriented. It reminds me of me ordering face masks online the other day. But I do feel like it's a week where what you forgot maybe is coming back to you. All right. And the Seven of Wands, the number 77 is on the board as well. It's a week where you can't help but feel like a lot's coming towards you, right? But your productivity, your way of being, your magician status is definitely magnetizing, if that makes sense. It's bringing things forth towards you for the better and or for the worse at times, but it's going to feel like it's truly essential for you to cleanse your energy, to protect your energy. And at times when you feel maybe again still wanting to be productive and accomplishing, you're going to feel like you just want to be in your own bubble, even say when you're surrounded by people, having to work with people maybe, but disconnecting in that sense is also very purposeful. All right. Overly connecting, overly bonding is what I'm hearing, is not going to do you justice throughout the entire week. Everything in moderation, right? And I feel like that's as well coming into play selectively. You could be over consuming in one, if not multiple ways. They're as well saying, tying back to the magician energy, or maybe more so adding on to it. And there's kind of a vibe of you holding and embracing these two energies, a nice combination. The Queen of Cups and the King of Wands, bold and passionate, but flowing and free in certain ways, and just trying not to force it, but also potentially a little bit emotional at certain points. But emotional fulfillment is yours for the taking. Being drawn to the lizard and the lion in the background, they're saying as well there's a focus on how you've overcome, rebuilt, and have gotten back up when life has kicked you down, and have the courage to begin again, as my voice struggles once again. But I do feel like the Sun card is talking about how you are feeling more happiness within your world. At times, again, that's coming from connecting, it's coming from accomplishing at other points. But they're saying you, day by day, moment by moment, week by week, are accomplishing, manifesting more happiness and more completion towards a better lifestyle. It's as if these little moments where you just want to improve things are actually building up, adding up to your advantage. And that's again going to be one of those moments where you're pushed to stop and notice, this is working for me. Okay. And that naturally may highlight as well certain little aspects of your world, or maybe one big one that is not, and maybe hasn't been for a while, working to your advantage or for you, right? But the Hierophant is also coming through because, again, things are changing for you. It's like a week that highlights an ongoing or a beginning shift in the right direction. I just was highlighted. Interesting. I didn't mean to say that. I was going to say they highlighted this key here, and they're saying we're giving you a key to success and potentially to a door for a new opportunity. But the High Priestess, because I feel like it's a week where you're feeling very spiritually connected, right? And this may be new or kind of off and on for some, but for me and a lot of other Leos drawn to the reading, it's not a new thing. And it may feel like things are just a little off at certain points, maybe a little spooky at others, and very much supported either way. You're going to be picking up on things, and I feel like for some it's downloads, awareness-wise, very observant throughout the week. And they're saying if you need to, write it down. If you need to, discard whatever it is. But if you need to just hold on to that moment for a hot second, there's significance with that as well. Your dreams as well are taking a highlight. It feels like about halfway through the week, it's like things start to feel a bit easier. And when you feel the need to forget about a situation for the day or for the week, it's purposeful, right? Spirit's saying that does not need to be thought about right now. It feels like, say, it's that connection or that job or maybe your home situation, depending on your case. But I do feel like there's a moment where you're going to be pushed to close your eyes. For some, it's for a download for a little bit of a daydreaming kind of moment, or maybe a spiritual vision. It could be simply to say, Leo, go to sleep. You need to get your beauty rest. Because it feels like, a lot of which, like myself, maybe you've been struggling to sleep, or just dealing with off and on, or just all over the place sleep patterns. And so we're trying to make up for lost sleep and maybe lost time otherwise. But it feels like a week where you can't help but feel passionate in a different, if not several different manners, different ways. And Spirit is reminding you that this has worked well for you in the past. And maybe something else that's worked well for you in the past. But you're victorious because you're passionate. You're victorious because you're putting in the effort. And you're as well victorious because you're not sitting in discomfort, and that's key for you. And maybe certain small moments where you need to be reminded to shift something, to adjust yourself or something outside of you for more comfort and stability. But it feels like it's a week that reminds you there's so much stability lying ahead for you. Like words can't even express it, okay, to the best of our ability. It's as if you are needing to remember there's stability within connecting, there's stability ahead for you financially, career-wise. It's as if a foundation is going to work to your advantage in so many victorious ways. You're going to feel like, especially in the second or maybe the last third of the week, it's like the passion is just seeping out of your pores. Every word you speak, every movement, every action, once again, is quite passionate. And where you feel that's maybe lacking or kind of coming and going in the other parts of the week, the beginning stages of which, don't force it, all right? Spirit's saying you go through a lot, and it may be a moment or an accomplishment or whatever it ends up being that doesn't need a ton of passion. And, it's a time period that reminds you to find or redevelop that passion throughout it all. Because imagine if you were over exuding yourself in such an extremely passionate way 24/7. You'd be even more burnt out, right? And I feel like a lot of us drawn to the reading, like myself, I'm a Leo sun, have been quite burnt out, or at least it comes and goes. But you're also going to be pushed to, in a very solo manner, focus upon a new beginning for yourself for the near future. Could be an investment, right? Something to put your resources towards. It could be a new position of, authority for somebody. Could be a new expansion for an existing business or something of the sort. But for some of which is a housing situation. Getting that specifically. The number 9 is significant as I'm being shown the 9 of Pentacles. And I'm also being shown 2 wheels, a legit wheel on, say, a truck or something, and they were showing them going like this. All right, it's like the wheels are churning in your mind. It's as if there are several wheels that kind of, as well heard the Wheel of Fortune. It's like things are turning in your favor. You might be pushed to kind of go back and forth a bit throughout the week, mentally, maybe emotionally, awareness-wise. Just take a deep breath and again discard when need be. And apply as well when need be. But it feels like you, at certain points, are really feeling the love. It's purposeful, okay? It's going to make you happy. When somebody or something makes you happy, Leo, take a hot second and maybe ask yourself why. Don't overthink it. But there's a significance in you needing to remember what makes you happy, right? And how that came to be, and how can we have more of this moving forward, all right? And I feel like you're going to strategize in a very key, special way throughout the week. Again, it's a very productive week for you where things are working in your favor. Beautiful. So I hope this was truly helpful. Sending you so much love and light, Leo, and we'll talk again soon.